everybody. I'm Andy Giacomazzi back with you for another episode of Academics, Talking Academics in virtual elevators. And we take that classic elevator pitch to a whole new level. And our guest today is Lieutenant Colonel John Hawbaker, who is a military science professor here at Boise State and leader extraordinaire of our Army ROTC program. And John, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Andy. Good to see you.
Now, you're originally from Chicago, John. How did you wind up as a professor of military science at Boise State?
So my position is one of 275 like it across the country. This is where the ROTC is where the Army gets almost all of its officers, about 75%. And they select Army officers who have been in for about between 15 and 25 years, so in the operational force for a while, to spend the two to 4 years at a university, just like this one, filling the role as professor of military science.
We're sure glad that you are here and making great contributions, not only for our future leaders, but here at Boise State. Now, what's this I hear about some of our cadets being sworn in from the International Space Station?
Right. So that was one of the cooler things we've gotten to do this year. So back in February, Army Colonel Drew Morgan, who I went to college with, was in the middle of a 7-month deployment to the International Space Station. He did a ceremony that was put together by the Army's recruiting command of over 1,000 cadets and soldiers enlisting into the Army from the International Space Station. So it was all hosted. This is back before Zoom and video conferences were cool, back in February, so right before this happened. And he was able to swear in quite a few cadets here, as well as a lot of enlisted soldiers from the Boise area.
What a great experience for the cadets involved in this. Absolutely out of this world. One of the things that I wanted to ask you too is, and we get this a lot in our orientation programs at Boise State, where students say, I don't want to take a military science class. It feels like I may have just been signing myself up for for 4 years in the U.S. military. You want to debunk that myth or confirm it?
Yes, I'll happily debunk that taking an ROTC class is just like taking any other class, especially the lower division classes. They're fun. They're not very many credits and not very time consuming, and they will expose students to what military science is, what ROTC is, and they may just realize that's for them if they want to serve in the military, or they may realize it's not for them, and either one's fine. We do get to do a lot of fun things, like you see the helicopter behind me picking up Boise State cadets a couple years ago. We do that once or twice a year. We get to shoot occasionally actual military weapons. We get to do a lot of things like that you can do just for taking part of the class. And that's how you'll know if it's for you. There's also a lot of opportunities to pay for college through ROTC, as well as secure a great job after the fact.
Yeah, fantastic experiences. And you're right. It just gives them an opportunity to make that informed decision. Tell us a little bit about how we train our Army ROTC students to be public servants.
Well, I think it starts off really from the shared values and kind of the foundation of both school public service and the Army. So the Army values are leadership, duty, respect, honor, integrity, personal courage. Those are the same things that we train. And we do that through a wide variety of means. One of those is we have our upper division cadets, or seniors and juniors. They worked in a deliberate mentorship program with the first and second year students. This is one of the most important parts of ROTC that's probably a lot different than other programs in any university. We train that. We also use the same attributes and competencies that we look for in a leader and a servant in any profession. We train those on the way to becoming an Army leader as well. So even if someone takes the ROTC classes as part of the program and doesn't end up commissioning into the Army, or even goes into the part-time Army of the Reserve or the National Guard, they still have all those tools that will make them a good leader and a good public servant.
Well, I tell you, it's just in my mind, a great combination, having Army ROTC, military science, right in with the School of Public Service at Boise State. My guest today has been Lieutenant Colonel John Hawbaker, 20 years plus of service. Thank you so much for your service to our country, and I appreciate you being here today, John.
Again, great to see you.
Awesome. Well, we hope you join us for our next edition of Academics, Talking Academics in Elevators, and we'll see you then.